Okay, welcome back to another video, guys. It's me, your boy, Supra. Today I wanted to discuss an obscure sort of show slash series called Pupa. Pupa came out in 2011, and it is a horror series, basically. And it was written by Sayaka Mogi, if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I'm very much butchering it. And it turned into a series adaptation back in 2014 by Studio Dean. One noticeable thing about it is that it's very, very graphic. If you've ever watched the 4 minute anime, you'll know. And today, I just want to briefly discuss it, talk about why I enjoyed it, why I didn't enjoy it, and honestly, it's probably the worst anime that I've ever fucking watched. So basically, the anime kind of just starts off with brief exposition on what has happened. It's kind of just more or less a series about a boy and his sister. The sister's name is Yume and his name is Utsutsu, something like that. And their father was an extremely abusive man. He kind of just beat on their mother and his children after they were fired, or he was fired. They kind of divorced after a while. The mom left for another man and the father was left alone with the two kids. He was pretty much abandoned, and the brother kind of protected that, or kind of promised that he would protect the sister Yume. And it's not like that's cutesy and all, but the way they go about it, it's very, very, very weird for the most part. They get infected with a virus known as Pupa, and it mutates kind of these organisms into insane, insatiable monsters. They go to feed on any life. And in the anime, it depicts Yumi at one point as a red beasted monster, but never again does it ever do that, which is weird. But I guess it's because she kind of submits fully, like she succumbs fully, but then like doesn't succumb fully after her brother saves her. But the problem overall with that, with partially about it, and I'm gonna talk about it later, is that the anime is only 4 minutes per episode, with like a minute 30 for a intro, or no, 30-second intro, 40-second intro, and then outro is like 40-30 seconds. So you only get like 2.5 minutes of actual screen time. So Utse is basically he just gets regenerative powers, really. Like, it basically makes him immortal, but he feels insane pain. So basically the entire plot is now the brother protecting the sister, and it's kind of just gone about really gross. The sister has an insane, eating habits of trying to eat humans, so he substitutes his body to her, and it's snuff, if you really want to go. It's like really gory, kind of just incestuous tensions, if you ask me. A lot of incest, subtle cues for it, like that he enjoys it, which is really weird since it's his little sister. I mean, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of plots that go nowhere. At one point, they one of the people that took control, or that took Yume in, like the science group, she gets pregnant with both of their kids at the same time, the daughter and the son. It's real weird. It's really weird, but that never goes anywhere. And at one point, there was, I believe, their family member locked up as a monster, but again, that never goes anywhere. And then at one point, they get captured by an organization and get experimented on and tested with, and Yume basically goes Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, and like busts out of the prison where she's being held, or captivity where she's being held, and goes to the facility on a rampage. And after that, they kind of reunite, and then it kind of goes into another episode of exposition, and just how their childhood was, more or less. Not really, kind of, somewhat. It's weird. A lot of the plot is kind of just jumbled together, and disorganized in a way. It follows a path, but at the same time, since the episodes are so short, you can't really grasp a lot of what's going on. At times, they'll have like a little segue into their life story as a kid, like, oh, and they would use like these teddy bears to demonstrate how it was for them as kids. You have different kind of scenarios as when they were the kids. Like, you have the teddy bears and you have like normal ones. The mom talking about how she just didn't like Yume as a kid. This is not really touched upon much in the anime. Yume is a monster from the beginning, and she was one of two ancient immortal monsters that were found by one of the organizations, which, you know, Maria, and she was being experimented on for 30 years. She escaped and left her mate behind, you, the one that I was talking about, and impregnate the mom of the two kids, and then is reborn as a human girl, losing all the memories of being a monster, and when she was a kid behaved like a monster, which is how the brother got the scar on his eye. It's really, really weird. I don't. There's 5 volumes of the manga, and honestly, they're just, the manga's better. The manga is just better than the anime. The anime just doesn't explain anything what's going on with it. There's an entire episode just dedicated to her eating her brother, and they make these really, really gross and gaseous sounds, and it's just uncomfortable. Nothing about it makes you feel as if this is needed. You know, it's one thing to be into gore, and there's one thing to have like a lot of gore in your animes, like Blood Sea or Another, or, you know, Parasite the Maxim, or Berserk. Those have an actual story to go along with it, and for the most part aren't complete garbage and actually tell you a story. Pupa fails at telling you a conclusive and coherent story. It jumps around too much. It makes you feel at times as if you're not the one being told the story to, I guess. Like, it feels like they forgot who they're telling the story to, and it's like, feels like you're just along for the ride. It's like you jumped into a story midway in, you know, like whenever you're at a holiday party or a family affair, and you jump into a party, or a conversation at the party, and they're talking about people that you don't even know about, and like nothing is explained to you. That's kind of how it feels, but at a more grotesque kind of feeling. The manga is a bit better. But it's more, it explains everything a lot better. There isn't any kind of just BS in it. And actually, the funny thing is, a lot of people were excited for the manga, or for the anime adaptation to come in, because it had such a unique concept. And, you know, now if you look, the anime is like a 3 or a 2. It's not doing so well. I think that it could have been improved upon, definitely, with just a bit more tweaking, and a lot of the things can be remedied by just increasing the length of the show. If you make an episode 24 minutes long, then you'd be able to flesh out the entire manga and get everything in it. The anime itself, you can finish in like 40 minutes, which is 2 anime episodes for most people in a day. And it's weird. It's weird. It's ultimately weird. I think Pupa could have been a good anime, but I think Pupa became an afterthought at the end of the day. And I think that all in all, I would give it a 2.5 out of 10. Hey guys, thanks for enjoying the video. Click the like down below if you enjoyed it. Click that sub button and make sure you hit the notification button. I am going to try to post more daily content. Not necessarily daily, but just more every week. I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday now, from usually around 7:30 to 10:11. So check out my streams down below. Thanks for watching the video, and bye bye.